So today I'm going to be making a start on getting the artificial grass down underneath the pergola that I built last week. I've got some edging boards to go down, I've got some membrane, and I've also got a couple of ton worth of hardcore. But first I've got to take Brian for a walk, so come on then, let's go. Hey up, Doug, you alright? And welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. So today, like I've just said, I'm going to be making a start on the artificial grass. I've got some edging board just there, which is some decking board left over from when I did the decking around our outdoor garden room. There you go, as you can see. So I've got a length of that. I'm going to utilise that because this is a DIY project and I'm trying to save as much money as possible, and we are doing it on a budget. So I'm going to utilise what I've got left over from when I did the decking. So I've got that just there. I've also got the weed membrane. There you go, pick that up from Amazon. 2 meters by 50 meters, so there's 50 meters worth in there. It comes in a roll 1 meter, it opens out into two, so that is going to cover quite a lot of surface area. I've got more than enough to put a membrane, my hardcore, my sand, and then another layer of membrane before I put the grass on top. I've not got any stakes to go in the ground to hold these boards on, so I'm going to be utilising offcuts that I've got left over from when I did the decking. I'm going to chop them up with my axe, knock them into the ground and screw the boards to them. Along this edge down here and along that edge, I will have to get some cement all the way along for the grass to stick to when that's going to be finished. The edging around there, it's just going to get stapled to it, which should hold it all in place. I have got 2 ton worth of hardcore to go on there, and it is recycled hardcore. So the plan today is to get the edgings all done and complete, get the first layer of membrane down, get the hardcore down, tamper it down with a tamper that I've got, and then later on next week I'm going to get some sand ordered, get the sand down, and then get the grass down. So it's going to be done in a few stages. I'm not going to be able to get it done all in one weekend because I've just not got the stuff and got the items to do it. That should be enough. So I'm going to start my board 10mm below that brick, run it along there, level all the way to the end. Then I'm going to run a string line from that board all the way up to the path up that side, and then hopefully that board should be more or less the same level as that path as it's running down, because there is a slight gradient in that path. It is not level, it's running down a little bit like that. I dug a channel all the way along there, got the board in, measured it 10mm from the edge of that brick, which will compensate for the grass to sit top of that and flush with the brick, and that path that will be running all the way up there. Then got my board in, got it level, just packed it with some soil underneath just to get it level. I've then driven a stake in with my lump hammer. Then I'm going to screw that to there. I'll put another one in just down there, and then another stake in just down there as well. String line is in. That board's 10mm lower than the path. That'll compensate for the thickness of the grass when that comes, which is going to sit on top. So then that'll be flush, and then that'll just sit on top, and I'll just staple it to the top of that board that's going to run all the way along down there, and that's the other end where I've tied it off onto that board. So all I've got to do now, dig that out and get that board in. Let's open that membrane, let's get it down. So this is the membrane that we've got. I think it's 100 GSM, I'm sure it's a GSM, I'll correct myself if not. But yeah, it's nice and thick. 40 quid like I said earlier, absolute banging price, can't go wrong. So where the membrane meets the concrete edging just there, all I'm doing is sticking that to the concrete and just getting the membrane, sticking it to it, and then that's it. It will not come away. What I've done around where the boards are, my staple gun, I don't have any staples, so I've just had to tack some nails in along there. So that is the membrane stuck and nailed down. The next thing to do is get my wheelbarrow around the front and get digging and laying this hardcore. Ooh. Oh, there ain't no better life if you ask me. One down, loads to go. So unfortunately for me, I have not got a whacker plate. I have only got my little manual whacker. There you go, got it from Wix. So all I've got to do now is go around, whack it all down, get it all compacted. I'm going to do it today. I'll leave it overnight. I might dampen it a little, do it again tomorrow, and then if I've got to put any more hardcore down, I will. I've probably got about a ton left. I probably didn't need 2 ton, but I've got other uses for what I have got left. I can use it down the other end, at the bottom of the garden. Don't know if you can see that, but it's probably compacted that already by about an inch. So a good few goes over with this. Should get it down quite a lot. It is done. Look at that, look at the difference. I've got blisters, my hands are sore, my back's in pain, my shoulders are in pain. Once I sit down, I am not going to move. So that is it. It is whackered down. I'm ready for my sand. I'll get that ordered, get that down, and then it'll be the grass. So I'll show you that next time. So I'll see you later for now. So it is Tuesday. I've had my sharp sand delivered. All I've got to do now is get it in the wheelbarrow, get it laid, and get it tampered down with the tamper, and then we are good to go, ready for the grass, which hopefully should be here this week, so I can get it done on the weekend. So let's get this sand around the back and let's get it laid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this board down on the hardcore, so when I tip it, the nose of the wheelbarrow will dig into the board, not into the hardcore, leaving a divot and ruin it. So that's what I'm going to be using this board for. So that's my sand. I've got how many barrows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 barrows full. So that should hopefully be it for the sand. I've got 10 barrows. Still probably got a couple more barrows around there at the front that I could use if I need to. So I'll get the sand raked out and then I'll go over with the level, get it all smooth, and then tamper it down. So I've dropped a nut. I have put way too much sand on there, so that pile I'm going to have to put back in the barrow and try and hide somewhere at the bottom of the garden. I've put way too much on. My guesstimate was wrong. I probably only needed about 6 barrows and I put 10 on. So one of life's little lessons for you there. Start small and go big later on if you need to. Hopefully I won't have to take any more off. If there's any flat spots, I have got my barrow there with about half a wheelbarrow full left in it. So let's get raking and let's try and sort this out before it rains again. British summertime is amazing. I have got the old trusty £20 tamper that weighs 6 kilo that I found out, and all I'm going to do, tamper it down. It'll go down far enough past the edge of the brick just there, which will accommodate the thickness of the artificial grass, and it won't take nowhere near as long as when I did the hardcore, because it's sand. It's just nice and soft. So there we go. I've gone round with my tamper, my little whacker just there, and it don't look too bad. You can just see a few lines. Obviously it's a small surface area on the bottom of it. It's only 13 by 13 centimetres square, so there is a few little indentations as to where it's just kind of overlapped, but that's my Gary Neville, and as you can see there is no gap at all underneath there. I'm going to call it today. It is nearly 8:15. It's getting late. I've done as much as I can. What I'm going to do tomorrow is, or when I can, get some sand and cement, just go around the edges around there, and then I'll just give it another tamper over with the board and my little whacker, and just make sure everything's flat and level. But I'm happy with what I've done today, apart from dropping the testicle with the sand, putting way too much on here. So that's it for tonight. Join me next time when I will be putting the bordering around here to stick the carpet to it. So today is Sunday, and what I'm going to be doing today, I'm going to be getting the edging around our floor ready for the grass to go down. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to do it the width of the level because it is nice and straight. Just going to scroll along there, dig the edging out, and then all I'm going to do is mix some concrete, lay it, smooth it out, ready for when the grass comes on Monday. I'm also going to be putting an edging around the posts. That is so I can stick the carpet to that as well. I don't want it coming up around the post. I've got a flathead screwdriver like that, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to get my level tied up to my path, score along there, right up to the batten that I've got down at the bottom, and then all I'm going to do is dig that out. This is going to be harder than what I thought. So that's how much I've taken out. The concrete pass just under there, that's the membrane I put down, and I stuck that down to the concrete underneath. So I've gone deep enough, probably a good 2 inch under there. That should be wide enough and deep enough for the concrete I need to get down. So my trench is all dug out, there you go. A bit wider in some parts than other, that just wasn't helped. That's how much come out. I can't believe it. It's like practically filled my gorilla bucket it up. Right, so let's get mixing. So I've not got any ballast. What I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using the sharp sand, and I've also got a couple of bags of builder's sand just there. So that is the mix I'm going to be using. I'm confident that's mixed. All I'm going to do now is add a splash of water. I don't want it too wet, so I'll add as I go along, and I'm also going to be putting in some plasticizer because it makes it easier to work with. Splash a bit more in. And I think that is done. So I've got a whole host of tools to try and use. I've got an edging trowel that'll leave a little beveled edge on, just like that, which I'm hoping is going to work. Failing that, I've got a small trowel just there, so let's see what's going to work and what isn't. Let's get some of this in, and we'll take it from there. Shall we try and use that one first? See if we can do it with that. Not bad. There you go. What do you think to that? I think that looks pretty good, that, doesn't it? So I can fill all that in with a sharp sand after. That's the gap I've got for my grass to fill in. So yeah, just got to fill the rest in now. I've got my edgings done around there. I've even done all 4 posts. That's it for today. Can't do any more. So until the carpet comes, that's it. So join me when the carpet's here and we'll get that laid. It's 5:44 in the morning. All I'm going to do is unroll grass, let it settle. Let's just roll that out. There you go. Just going to have to get that on there later on. Coming up to, well, it's just gone 6 o'clock. It's been a full 12 hours since I let that grass settle. So it's over there on the lawn, grass on grass, ready to get laid. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got my membrane. I'm going to put some more membrane down for another barrier to stop the weeds coming through, and then I'm going to get the grass and I'm going to stick the grass on here. The problem that I'm going to have is, I think anyway, is going to be the posts. It's going to be cutting the grass and getting around the posts and getting a good finish around the posts. So it's something I'm not looking forward to, but it is a challenge, and it is a challenge I'm willing to accept. So let's crack on, let's make a start, and hopefully we'll be able to get this grass down, done, finished, completed this evening, because for the rest of the week it is going to be raining, believe it or not, in June. Let me show you grass. Here we are, 35mm. That's what it looks like. That's the underneath. Got it from Grass 24/7. £180 for that. It is 3 meters wide by 5 meters long. So let's get it down. So the membrane's down. All I've done, I've just gone around, stuck it down around the edges, try and stop any weeds coming through. So I'm going to start on this bottom post. I've got it running flush with each other, so I flipped it over. All I've got to do now is cut it, which is the scariest bit of all. So I'll try and find the centre, come straight back and see what happens. Oh, let's go in the centre of that actually. Yeah. Ta-da! The smaller section around the post first, then I'll have to do a cut up there and flap this big middle bit over, work it around the post, cut along the edges, nail it down along that batten that's running on the inside of there, and then do the other side. So let's work it around this post and hopefully I won't drop a nut. So, well, that section around that post just there, and that laying there, so I'm thinking if I make another cut here, going this way, so I'm like going in a V, and I'm not going out, it seems to be working for me at the minute. So I'll try and do this one hand. I'll just cut across like that, I'll fold that over there. So I've got it around the post, the joint's going to be good there, good to go. Just need to stick that down, nail that down when I've cut the rest of it around the other two posts, which is over there, which I'm going to do next. So yeah, what I found is if you do come to a post, don't go that way out, start from the inside and then to the middle like that. Then you're going to end up with those little bits just there, and then I will cut them off obviously, stick it down and we're good to go. But yeah, not as daunting as what I first thought, so never be scared of anything and you can do everything. So all I'm doing to cut around the post is make sure the corners down to the floor where I need them to be, nothing's sticking up the post, nothing's riding up like that, nice and flat to the floor. All I'm doing, getting my knife, sticking it into the point, the lowest point as to where I want to cut, and simply dragging it along, and that is it. And then that will just come straight off, just like that, and that is how easy it is to cut around the post and trim it off. Easier than getting trimmer out, isn't it? I'm just about got it all the way around the path, so I'll give you a little demo as to how I've done that. So there you go, all I've got to do afterwards is just stick it down. But yeah, looks absolutely mint around there, as you can see. So I'll show you how I've done that. Let's have a look. If you want a straight edge like that along your path, which you're probably going to see all the underlining, then by all means just get your knife, go straight across, give it all a haircut just like that, and you're going to end up with, oops, nice straight edge. But if you want it fluffy over the edge so you can't see the path, just like that, which for me is a better finish, here is what you want to do. So all I'm doing is getting the carpet or getting the grass, folding it over just like that, running it along the edge of my path, washing that down close to the edge of that path where I want it to sit, Then all I'm doing is getting my knife, following it along just like that. Now when you pull it back, it sits flush to the brickwork, to my path. You get a nice little bit of fluffy overhang just like that, and you're not getting any straight cuts where it looks like it's been for an haircut. So you're getting a nice natural finish along your path. So that is how you want to cut it. All I've got to do now is stick it down. I've got my polyurethane sealant. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the carpet back from around the post, get my polyurethane sealer, put it on the concrete, because that's why I put the concrete around the posts, so I can stick it to. Be very generous, so I don't want it coming up. Then I can stick that down. There is that wooden batten running along there, so I will nail it all the way along there at some point. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight because I'm getting a little bit tired. See where the joint's going to be. Just pull that back again. Be very generous. Stick it on where the joint is in the carpet. There you go. Oh. So find out where the joint is. Just push that down. I'll drop a little bit more along there. Go. Roll that back over. Push that down. Get the joint so you can't see it. There you go. Abracadabra, M&M and all that, and there you go. It's vanished. Do the other post. Done that one. Do that one around there, and then I'm going to work my way around. Do the path. So that's it, I've gone around all the edges, struck them down, as you can see, nice natural finish. That polyurethane sealer is absolutely amazing, it's like shit to a blanket. So it's been 5 days since I got the grass down, and it has finally stopped raining and it's dried out. So I'm going to be able to get the sand on top of the grass and get that brushed in. I'm also going to be putting some nails along the edges just there. I'll just separate the grass so I can see the underlay that it's stuck to underneath. Get my nail, then it's just a case tapping it in and fluff that grass back up over it, and there we go. Can't see it at all. Gone, vanished. Ryan! Ooh, look at that. Look at the ass on that. Oh my. Bit rough, but I'll take it. So all I'm going to do to get this hand on, I've got a big long fat juicy screwdriver just there. I'm going to pierce the back 3 times, one in either end, one in the middle, flip it upside down, and then just walk it along the grass. So let's stick some holes in it. I just need to make that hole a little bit bigger. Oh yes. Get all this sand out of this bag. Next thing to do, get my brush, just brush it in so they can't see it no more. So there we go, look at that. Beautiful, absolutely amazing. Nice transition from my path onto the grass. It's nice and level, no steps, no nothing, just perfect transition from one to the other, just the way I planned it in my head, and it's come out into fruition perfectly. The grass is amazing, got it from Grass 24/7. I will do a price list in another video as to how much we spent, but yeah, the grass looks great. Pergola looks amazing as well. We've now got somewhere to sit when the sun eventually comes out, like it has done this evening. So yeah, done, finished, completed. So join me next time. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. Also, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll join you next time. So I'll see you later. Bye bye. See you there. Ta-da. Bye.